Hey everyone, my name is Tanya Zuckerbrot. I am a registered dietitian and the creator and founder of F Factor. F Factor is a wellness company which focuses on nutrition and weight management to help people live their best lives. For over 20 years, I have been in private practice helping my clients to not only look their best and feel their best through nutrition intervention and through life coaching tips, which I will be sharing with you in this 3-part series. Today we launch a 3-part series where over the next 7 days, I will be covering 3 important topics to help you maximize this time at home. Today we will cover how to stay positive and productive while working from home. On Tuesday, I will be discussing how to honor your health and your waistline during self-quarantine. And on the following Thursday, we're going to talk about how to find the silver lining, how to use this time of self-quarantine to discover your best self. Understand, while things outside may feel out of your control, there are things that remain within your control. You can control how you spend your day, what you spend your energy on, what you think about, how you react to those things, and how are you taking care of yourself. My hope is that you use this time in a productive way, especially when it comes to your workday. So my first tip is to embrace this new normal. Working from home will likely be temporary, but rather than fighting it, stop wasting that energy trying to change something that is out of your control. Once you embrace that you're working from home, it's time to be thoughtful about how to best set yourself up for success. If you have a home office, of course, use that. But if not, just find any table. Maybe it's your kitchen table or your dining room table, and set some space aside where you could set up a home desk. And set it up the way that you would if you just received a new desk at the office. Get a cup, put in some pens and some highlighters, put a pad down, maybe fill up a water pitcher and put a glass down so that you can stay hydrated throughout the day. By designating a workspace, what it says when you sit down is you are ready to get to work. This is going to be so much more efficient than working from bed or working from the couch with the TV blaring in the background. My next tip is to set a work schedule. The same way when you go to the office where you have designated hours, maybe you work from 9 to 6, create a schedule for yourself at home. Because you're working from home, you could be a little bit more lenient. Say you're going to work from 9 to 12 and then from 2 to 5. Maybe give yourself a little bit longer of a lunch break, and you can end the day, a little bit earlier as well. Make sure that you use that lunch break to do something good for yourself. Obviously, nourish your body with healthy foods, but perhaps go outside, get fresh air, make a phone call, connect with a friend, walk your dog. If you use that time to detach from your work and to do something that's positive, as I said, whether it's getting fresh air or connecting with someone, you will return to your work with more energy, which will help you to be a lot more productive. Tip number 2, use social distancing and working from home to your advantage. Typically at the office, we spend a lot of time during the day interacting with coworkers. And while a lot of that is positive, sometimes it's just a waste of time. Take advantage of the fact that you don't have to listen to Sally complain about her date last night, or listen to Bob grumble about his issues with the supervisor. All those hours that you would spend at the water cooler having to listen to your employees, well, you can use that time more productively and maybe get to tasks that you've been putting off. Perhaps organize your files, or maybe start that blog, or maybe reach out to clients that you haven't been in touch with in a while. Tip number 3, use your commute time for personal goals. Now that we're all working from home, we have removed the commuting time completely from our schedule, which means that we get that time back to spend it the way that we choose. Now look, some people only have a 10-minute commute, but I know many people who have more than an hour commute just to get to work. And that's just getting there, which means they still have to get home. So that equals almost 2 hours of commuting time each day. What would you do if all of a sudden you had that time? Well, my recommendation is that you use this time to work on personal goals that normally you don't have time for. So my first tip is make a list. By making a list, you're going to be able to recognize what's a priority to you, and it will also get your wheels going so that you think about, okay, what is it that I really want to accomplish? Maybe it's organizing my photos, maybe it's calling more friends, perhaps it's cleaning out my closet. Understand this time will fly by. I can't believe it's already been 2 weeks that we've been working from home. So be sure to look at this list every day and make sure that you are crossing things off this list. And as you do, perhaps add something new because we may be home for a while. So I want you guys to really optimize that you are using that commute time to get to tasks that you normally don't have time for. Tip number 4, practice self-care. You guys, this is not the time to let everything go. In our next series, we will be discussing how to eat properly to nourish your body and manage your weight. So I'll save that for the next one. But this really just has to do with your basic physical appearance and just nurturing your body. So this is not the time to let things go. This is not the time to be sitting, at your home desk in your pajamas at 3 in the afternoon. Get up, shower, and put on something comfortable but presentable. You don't need to sit there in a suit and tie, but just find something that's cozy and chic, but still, if your boss called you all of a sudden for a conference call, you wouldn't be mortified. So you can see I'm wearing like a cashmere, sweater. It's comfortable but presentable. And make sure that you are brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, put on a little bit of makeup. This way, if your boss does call you for a conference call, you can get right on. And what it really says to any customers or clients that you're doing business with is that you are still in business mode. You are respecting the business that you're doing, which means that you're respecting them. In addition to getting dressed, do things that make your body feel good. Maybe during that lunch break, stretch, meditate, practice self-care. I promise you, the better you feel about yourself, the more productive a mindset you will have. And last but not least, my 5th tip for staying positive and productive while working from home is express gratitude. And this is probably the most important tip I can share with you. The more grateful you feel, the happier you feel. And typically, the happier you are, the more productive you are. Understand that your mind is much more likely to hold on to negative thoughts than positive thoughts. And this bias leads to anxiety and depression. In fact, research has shown that for every negative thought you have, you need 5 positive thoughts to offset it in order to stay in a good mood. So I have a solution for you. Create a gratitude jar. Now, this is a fancy one, but you can just use a pitcher or even a shoebox. And what I do every day is I write down what I'm grateful for. I do this every morning to set my tone for the day. And right before I go to bed, I write something else I'm grateful for. And then I put this in the jar. You could see I've been inside for many days now, and I'm trying to focus on what I do have rather than I don't have. Now, look, I understand that working from home is not ideal, but I want you to consider that unemployment is now on the rise. So you're actually still lucky to have a job. So that is something you should feel grateful for. Or simply be grateful that you get to work from home in a safe environment while many people, doctors and nurses and while many people like doctors and nurses and people in the healthcare professions are risking their lives every day in order to treat people who have the coronavirus. So if you get to work from home and you are still gainfully employed, that is something to be super grateful for. Thank you for joining me. A special shout out again to the Women's Network at Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to DM me with any questions, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday for the next part of the series, and we will talk about how to honor your health and your waistline during this time of self-quarantine. Everyone stay home, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay positive. I'll see you soon.